We are in white wine territory today. The best wine is a white Burgundy, served from an Austrian Zalto stem. You might ask, what are you doing, you psycho? I am pouring a glass of wine for myself using the Coravin system. You can pour wine by the glass without having to open the cork. Nothing's perfect in life, but this is pretty close. Why am I doing all of this? Because today we're going behind the scenes of a song I wrote called Nocturne in Paris. Definitely made in America, with American flour, meaning it pretty much sucks. It's not cracking, it's not crumbling on me. What a joke. Starts off with piano. I thought I recorded this piano on my Boston upright, which is a 52-inch upright. It's basically a baby grand that's been inverted. But no. You know what I actually did? My friend James Everingham made this library, this sample of Woodchester piano. And this is Nocturne in Paris. This is what it is. Let me see if I can figure this out. What was the other part? Okay, that's all Woodchester piano. You could go buy this piano today. The difference is I layered it. Let's go to the beginning. Let's go to the beginning where everything starts, except for things that end. And look at this. This is my little track stack of the piano here. This is it. And you'll see two pianos playing concurrently. This is the Woodchester piano. And this is the real Boston piano. And together, then there's this opening melody that comes across the top. Let's let you hear that. That's real. Okay, so that's Nocturne in Paris. That's how it opens. Quite literally, Woodchester piano. So thank you, James Everingham. Thank you to all of Great Britain and England for your contributions in sampling. Now, let's take a quick look here at what's going on in this session. First of all, top to bottom, you have quite a bit of piano going on. The only real thing that breaks it up are violin performances from my dear friend Bonnie Brooksbank. Cello performances, solo cello performances by my dear friend Chris Coleman, and then some synthesizer. I used a lot of Omnisphere. I used the sequential Prophet 12, which is in every single one of my compositions. The bass is made using Trillion by Spectrasonics, and that's pretty much it. It's strings, it's synth, it's piano, and it's a little bit of Omnisphere boys choir as well, because one must always include boys choir. Let's look here at my mixer. Mixers are boring, they're average to below average, they're frustrating to even think about, but I want you to look at something. There are not many plugins on Nocturne in Paris in the session, meaning I'm not using a lot of computer processing to modify the sounds. This was one of those songs that because I wrote it so quickly, I didn't really have time to think through, oh, is that hiss annoying me? Should I leave that frequency in there that kind of sounds like it's building up and making the thing muffled? I pretty much left all of it. I was shocked at my lack of mixing hygiene in this song. And I kind of love it because now I obsess about that stuff. I get in there and I cut everything out I don't want. At this time, I didn't think that way at all. I let it all fly. And let's look at the master output. For those of you who are not audio freaks, your master output, or I guess my two mix is what I would call it, is kind of the last. It's where the buck stops in terms of how this overall song would sound. And even though I didn't mix this song myself, I wanted it to sound good before it went to the mix engineer. And I'll just show you real quick, because we didn't do this for Emmanuel. I wanted to show you here in Nocturne in Paris. I use this amazing plugin called the P455 Sidecar. This thing is it's like 8 plugins in one. It's got an EQ, a little compressor in there. It's got converters. I mean, I love this thing. Great. This is an 8200 EQ recreation from Pulsar. I love this thing, and I'm using it to control, let me pull that back up, how many low frequencies are allowed on the sides, how many are allowed in the middle. I'm boosting the high end a little bit on the sides. I'm tapering a little bit in the middle. Absolutely love that EQ. We've got the solid state Logic SSL bus compressor. I just love this thing. I've always used it. I have all the different versions of it. I'm using SSL's version here. I am using Gullfoss, which is kind of an intelligent plugin. And all I know is it's when the recover value is turned up, it's bringing up frequencies it thinks should be in the song that are not there. And the tame feature, when I'm elevating that, it's actually suppressing frequencies that should not be there. That's my understanding. And then a very basic fab filter limiter at the end. And that's it. That's Nocturne in Paris. Okay. This would help. It would help if I was hearing the right sides of things. Here we go. This is where the strings enter. Oh my God. Do you hear that wall of reverb just quietly exiting out? So what's going on there? First of all, here's Chris's cello material here. Let me play the bass with it. Wow. Absolutely incredible. Thank you, Chris. Here's Bonnie. This is what Bonnie's doing. And I've got some fake strings down here as well. You know, it's interesting. This is what fake violin sounds like, Aiden. It's almost like a wind instrument versus you can, that's a real recording. You can actually hear the bow in these. With immense amounts of reverb. Whereas the violin that's electric that we tracked in Malibu, I've got some fake strings. I always recommend people to use fake strings. They don't sound fake, do they? But they are. These are samples pulled from Hans Zimmer's string library from Spitfire. And it adds some harmonic lift. Maybe I should have just muted everything else, including the piano, and left the song that way. How about some synth? Check this out. Oh my God, I love that. I love that. It's so haunting. Oh, come on. That's incredible. That's definitely Omnisphere here. A little bit of boys choir. I'm telling you, Omnisphere is the best thing that's ever been created. I don't care what anyone says. Omnisphere is the biggest powerhouse ever. I would not have a job without Omnisphere. Fun fact. I've told Eric Persing, who's the founder of Spectrasonics, that he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's a very humble man, but he doesn't care. But thank you, Eric, for giving me a career. Thank you to the team at Spectrasonics, because what they do is they sample real choirs, real keyboards, real bass instruments, real everything, and then they mix it with a bunch of other sound sources that you would never normally think about. And then they create this software instrument that people like me can buy. I've been using Atmosphere for 16 years, since it came out in '08, and I was using Atmosphere before then. And a lot of the connective tissue in my songs, Emmanuel is like this as well, is also Omnisphere. So all together, this section, with the piano continuing to play, I like this little moment here. After the strings resolve, after these beautiful strings resolve, you have this little moment of sustain. And again, this is the difference between a sampled piano. This is Woodchester. These are just the chords here. What does the real one sound like? Not very good. Honestly, thank God for sampling. How about this one? This is the high note. You could hear a lot of that high. Do you hear that, Aiden? In the background, it's like a high frequency hit of the hammer hitting either a piece of felt or the string. That's my Boston. Same thing. That's the hammer hitting the felt. And then you just have this little piece helping it to move along. Now those strings are played. People are going to roast me for this. I don't care. I believe it's called pizzicato, but it also might be called pizzicato. I don't know. I don't know these things. I'm not a musician. And this is how I put it together. I thought you'd find this interesting. This is part one, just the piano chords helping to guide the players. Right? Very simple. That's my Boston. And one by one, listen to how I layer this in. It's going to loop again here. Let's add in another one. And then one more time all together. I absolutely love how that came together. Now, as with normal audio recordings, the more you layer, there's going to be hiss. So that hiss is about as loud as anything else in the track. Here it is all together again. This was quite an unexpected moment in the song for me that I actually thought I would omit. I thought I'd get rid of it because it didn't belong. I'm actually really, really glad I kept it. And it's extremely simple. This is just the Prophet 12 synthesizer from Sequential doing this little bit here. It's extremely resonant. Let's remove all the reverb, all the plugins. Ooh, I like that. Let's actually play the bass with this. So you got the Prophet 12. The Prophet 12 is the first synth I ever got. It's in every song I write. I make sure it always has an appearance in every single song that I write. And there's this tiny little melody line that pops in here. Let's see here. No? It's actually not that much. You know, not too many elements at one time. Just basic piano chords in here, helping to guide it along. Extremely noisy and hissy. And here come the strings to back it up. So here's Chris's cello. And with Bonnie's violin together. Oh my God, I love how that turned out. With choir. I could have used way more reverb there, and I didn't. And those of you who think I have a reverb problem should be very proud of me and congratulate me for my restraint on reverb there. I love that section because it perfectly sets up this little quiet moment. Yes, it's time for another sip of white burgundy. Wow. That little part right there actually does remind me of Paris at Night. It's that quiet. It's that intimate. It's that small. Just... You have the string harmonics. And then the big part. Here we go. I just had to let that play through. I didn't want to interrupt it. That part of the song, in these markers up here, I actually just called it the soul of the song. It does feel miraculous to me. It sounds miraculous. That's one of those moments where, as a music producer, you listen back and you wonder, did I actually write that? Well, the obvious answer is no. I had something to do with this. Just these piano portions. Right? Right? Just like we had it in the beginning of the song. And then I just started layering. To give it some texture, right? Let's throw the bass in. I'm actually going to remove... There we go. Let's just stick with the chords. Here's Chris. It's so beautiful. The way he writes is layer by layer by layer. And I'm bringing in some of his original Malibu recordings, which sounded like this. Those actually sound amazing. I don't know how we got those recorded that way. This is what we did at Scott Frankfurt's studio a few months later. Softer and lower. Chris was listening to what he did a few months prior, and he's riffing on top of it. Dude, that's like a song in and of itself. When I went through this session, I was like, I'm doing too much. I'm adding too many layers on top of stuff that's beautiful. I did not allow these strings to really speak for themselves. Chris, I'm so sorry, I repent. But this is miraculous stuff here. None of that is pitch corrected. Minimal EQ, just a lot of reverb. That's pretty much it. I'm using a little bit of Altiverb. Actually, I'm not, because Altiverb's IRs did not load. You know what? Just for fun, let's go in and put... Here it is, Notre Dame. Let's put Chris in the Notre Dame. Let's see if that sounds any different. For those of you who don't know, I have a wonderful emotional attachment to Notre Dame. It's perfectly healthy. Altiverb right there, all it's doing is it's taking his dry cello performances, and this piece of technology allows you to take recordings that you record anywhere and put them inside of another space. So you could put it inside of a Volkswagen Beetle, you could put it inside of a cathedral, whatever. And that helps to take some of the edge and intimacy off of that bow noise and wash it out a little more. But dude, Chris, well done. Let's go to Bonnie real quick, because this is some of the best playing that I've ever heard Bonnie do. These are some little things she did down here on top. unfreaking believable. And you know what? That was her very first take she did. I know this for sure. This Bonnie Malibu main line. Unfreaking real. I found the other versions of it that she did. Maybe I'll dig into those in a second. But that is why I make sure my mics are ready. And when that musician starts playing, I often don't even tell them I'm recording. And this is not a criticism of Bonnie or any player that they can't perform under pressure. But we all do better when we feel like we're at play. We all do better when the pressure's off. And every single time that I am recording and not telling the musician that they're being recorded, I am getting oftentimes the one recording that makes the song what it is. It's absolutely phenomenal. I might as well just show you for a second. I did find her other versions of this. This is what, let's see, Bonnie Malibu. Here we go, unused. This is what that section could have sounded like. Listen to her at the end here. I think she says, let me do one more.
Let me do more.
Let me do more. No, Bonnie, you cannot do more. Here's another version of how that could have sounded. I mean, again, these are beautiful, but when you compare it with how she gently decided in that third take, which is the third take we did in Malibu, she gently decided to ascend in the notes. And because she does that, the entire song has this arc to it that gently resolves that it would never have otherwise had. So here it is again. Like these. I mean, and you know what? I don't know that these are pitch corrected either. She usually does not require me to make any pitch adjustments. If they were, they would say CORR at the end. I found no evidence of Melodyne, pitch correction, or anything like that. This section is out of freaking control to me. I was digging through this just last night. And again, it was this transcendent moment of, I cannot believe I got to be a part of that. There's a little bit of boys choir in here. But that's it. You know what I mean? This is just an omnisphere. I mean, that's it. No, there's also this. I think I did, that's it. That was my humble contribution to the song. And then they took it away into the stratosphere. That's no strings. No thanks. I don't want to live in that world. I do not want to live in that world. Bonnie and Chris, you're the greatest gift on planet Earth to me. Thank you so much. Okay, so this is where we downscale it, and then we'll go into the end of the song. I love this part. I call it the string dance. Get ready for the little piano run. Listen to what that actually is. I thought I knew what that piano was doing. This is what it's actually doing here. Apparently, it's some sort of reverberated. I apparently was improvising at that time. And you have this gorgeous mixture, check this out, of Chris. I definitely could have pitch corrected that. Sorry, Chris, I don't mean to insult you. But you've got Chris doing this on top of the piano. And if I were to remove Chris and just play Bonnie there, what do we get? Let's go back. Ooh. It's the both of them together. And apparently I added some more here coming up. Aha!
It is the year 1436. Half the village has died of the bubonic plague. The remaining half are struggling to survive and move on towards a new life and civilization.
It seriously sounds like the medieval era, with candlelight as we have in the backdrop. Also, Aiden, just shout out for being here, being in my life, being a friend, filming this glorious lighting you brought in with the gorgeous candle in the background. Let's all celebrate Aiden Tanner, everybody. Thank you. Tom Cruise, I see you in the background. Come on, Tom. No? Okay, Top Gun 3's got your attention. I don't care. It's not like Top Gun 2 made any money. Oh, it did? Okay, sorry. Sorry, Tom. Okay, we'll talk later. No, I'm in the middle of this. Yeah, made a freaking $1 billion. Dude, Top Gun 3 is going to make $2 billion. That best movie. Okay, here we go. So all together again, this little string dance section. I freaking love this. I don't end songs this way anymore, and I should. Tony, end songs this way again. Was that punitive? Yes. Is that how I learn? By hitting myself? Sometimes. Here we go. Bring the bass. It's just a sub bass. It's not going to do anything great for you. It's like pasta. It's just dumb. It's just sitting there ruining everything. You love Italy. You love Italy. Here we go, the end. I love you, Paris. I love you, Quentin. Just as I finish my glass of white burgundy, the song ends. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Nocturne in Paris, sponsored by Tony Anderson. Look, this is going to sound potentially frustrating, and this is no false humility in there. This is one of the simplest songs ever. I sketched that piano melody out in the morning. We brought strings in. I did minimal mixing, and it took on a life of its own. My one takeaway is this. Less is actually more. I don't need to overly layer. I don't need to try to be clever. And most importantly, if you're a songwriter, you don't have to know where the song is going when you get in the room with the musicians. We don't have to bring a nervous, anxious energy of having to control where it's going or shut people down. If you find people that you trust and that trust you, and you're able to empower them and set them free to play their best, you're going to get sonic material like this. So thank you, Chris and Bonnie. Thank you, Scott Frankfurt, for helping engineer this. Thank you, Los Angeles, for being inspiring. Quentin, most of all, I love you. My brother, my French brother from another mother. I'll see you soon. This song is for you. And we'll do one of these again soon. If you have ideas of what we ought to do, I think maybe you should drop them in the comment section. I do listen. This Nocturne in Paris won because we did a vote. Nocturne in Paris won and got the most votes. Ariana might be another contender. If you've got thoughts, let me know. If there's something I missed that you think I should have honed in on, I can learn from in the future, let me know. As always, I love you a lot. New album on the way. Naya Brera is the name of it. I'm hard at work on it. It will be out fall of 25. Love you all.
Please like and subscribe.
Make sure you unsubscribe and dislike this video and report me for copyright infringement. Thank you and amen.
No. We're gonna do the right way.
No. Do not like this video. Do not share it. Do not subscribe. If you are subscribed, please unsubscribe from this video immediately. I hope my YouTube following and my Spotify listener count drops by 100% by tomorrow morning. Thank you.
No. Okay, I'm not leaving this chair until...
I will not tell them to like and subscribe. I don't do that.
Just say, hey,
no.
if you want to see more content like this, please like...
No, if you want to see more content like this...
People will actually do it.
And they will not do it.
They will, I promise you.
There is a thing. If you tell someone to like and... Aiden, if you tell someone to like and subscribe, that's trying to control them. And they don't want to be controlled.
Some people do.
The people want to be controlled? Do you, the viewer, want to be controlled? Do you want to actually be told like and subscribe? I hate it.
God, it works sometimes.
No.
Not us, because we see through it, but some people don't.
Doug DeMuro, best car YouTuber ever. Never has he asked me to like or subscribe. That's why I like Doug. So for my kind viewers out there, if you want to see more content like this, guess what? You will. I will do more of this for you. I love you. I'm committed to you. I believe in you. I fight for you. But I will not do... Aiden, how about you get on camera and you tell them to like and subscribe? I'm not doing it.
Hello, everyone. Tony's a dear friend of mine. If you enjoy this sort of content, he's really giving you some really valuable information and insight here into his process, which I love personally as a creative person myself.
Wrap it up.
Anyway, if you want to see more of this type of content from Tony, you should like and subscribe. You should like and subscribe because, a little goes a long way. All right. Cheers.
Cheers, and everybody, as a symbolic gesture of this video actually being done, we extinguish the flame. Here, you want to do it with me? 1, 2,